Welcome to an NBA Draft Update. I'm Barry Trammell along with Thunder writer AC Slater, and it is Wednesday, some 24 hours before the draft, and AC, this looks like a strong draft right at the top. You don't really want to be fourth. The top three seem fairly secure with Karl Anthony Towns, Jahlil Okafor, D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with you. I'm kind of weirdly high on that Kristaps Porzingis. I hope I said that right. I think he's Lithuanian, 19-year-old.
The Knicks don't seem to be.
Yeah, well, okay, he doesn't go 4, but okay, then you're sitting there at 5. I think he has the potential to become like maybe a Pau Gasol type. Who knows? It's so hard to project those guys. But I like him as, maybe a sleeper 2 years down the road that people are like, wow, that's Pau Gasol, at a young age. But you're right. I think it's deep draft, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think Karl Anthony Towns and Jahlil Okafor is franchise saver, especially in this day and age. We're talking about two big men in a league that's the big man's kind of dying, and two big men are going 1-2. So that's interesting. I like a lot of the players in this draft. I just don't know how top-heavy it is.
Is it fairly certain that the Timberwolves, picking number 1, will take Karl Anthony Towns of Kentucky?
I would say. I mean, I'm not like a super insider with the Timberwolves, but the rumblings seem to be that that's the guy at 1. He seems to fit their more up and down pace. They, Rubio, Wiggins, everything they're kind of building there. United we run, I think, is their slogan. So yeah, I think Karl Anthony Towns is there, and then I'd assume Okafor goes number 2, and then it's kind of hard to predict from there. Beyond that.
Well, some interesting news this week. Talk of Sacramento Kings shopping perhaps DeMarcus Cousins. The Lakers willing to give that number 2 pick to Sacramento for DeMarcus Cousins. What's the chances we'll see a blockbuster like that?
I think decent because, that situation has become toxic in Sacramento. They just signed George Karl is a huge deal. He can't deal with DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins is openly, he's tweeting out stuff about it. It's tough. If you're Sacramento, I don't see how you can trade Cousins, but I don't see how they can coexist, him and Karl. So maybe we see a blockbuster on draft day. Maybe the Kings are high enough on Okafor to jump up, take him, maybe get some other pieces from the Lakers. And the Lakers would love that because they're in win now with Kobe and everything going on there. And Cousins is a franchise player.
Who is the best player in this draft in terms of who's going to be the NBA star out of this draft?
I think your best bet is Towns as like a linchpin, star type. Jahlil Okafor, I think, is going to be a really good post player. People are very concerned about his defense. I like D'Angelo Russell. I like Justice Winslow, and as maybe a sleeper potential star, I really like Kelly Oubre from Kansas. He's young, real lengthy. I think he's got a lot of potential skills. People are a little worried about his motor, but for some reason I like long lefty scorers. And he pops off when I watch him.
Boy, I personally love D'Angelo Russell. I think he's going to be the number 1 player out of this draft. We'll know come Thursday night who is going where. Stay tuned for further NBA coverage here on News OK and every day in the Oklahoman.